What's up, everyone? This is Sam with Backcountry Life, and today we're going to be talking about something unique. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back. I'm excited to talk to everyone about this new dirt bike that KTM has. Now, this isn't actually new, but it is something exciting. So in 2017, KTM released the Freeride E-XC. So this is an electric motorcycle. It's kind of a hybrid bike between a trials and a trail or enduro bike. But they did a pilot program here in the States for, I think, 2017 to 2018, where they sent a limited amount of these dirt bikes or these electric bikes to the United States. Europe got a lot more of them, and we only got a couple of them. So for 2020, KTM has released a new version of the Freeride E-XC, and we're going to be taking a look at that today. So this is it. As you can see, if you've looked at or seen the 2017 and 2018s, they look a little bit different as far as the graphics concerned, but the design looks pretty much the same. So let's kind of jump into that. They claim that this one's got a longer runtime, 50% more battery power. This is, I think, based off kind of some of the numbers that they had, with the 2018, but I'm not sure. So up on the handlebars, so there are no brakes on the pegs, which is going to be something that's going to be interesting. In Europe, this is a street legal bike. I don't know if it'll be street legal here in the United States or not. Oh, spoiler alert, they're going to be sending these to the United States. So that's why we're doing a video on it. But let's get some specs on this bad boy. So as you can see, the rated output for this is at like 4,500 RPM to 12 horsepower, 9 kilowatts, or at max power at 18 kilowatts to 24.5 horsepower at 5,000 RPM. Don't let that fool you, because really what the number that matters is right here, this 42 newton meters. This is how much power is being delivered down into the tire onto the ground. So it's got a ton of torque. So I think that we'll be surprised to see, when someone starts riding these, to see how torquey and fast they actually are. It's a liquid cooled. I don't know exactly what that's going to mean or how that looks, if that's a liquid cooling the battery pack or actually liquid cooling the motor, the electric motor. I don't know. The traction battery, it's going to be a lithium-ion KTM power pack, and you can remove these. I think a separate or a second battery is going to be, $3,000-$4,000 would be my guess, but that's just a guess. The charge time is 1.3 hours, so a pretty fast charge time. And they claim that this also will run for about 2 hours, but with depending on how what you're doing, how fast you're going. So they kind of do a little disclaimer saying it should last around 2 hours. They have the WP forks and the WP PDS shock as well, so that's pretty rad. So it's got a really good front and rear suspension. KTM owns WP, but it should be a really well balanced suspended bike. The cool thing is you have multiple different power delivery modes. So 1, 2, and 3. My guess is, it's going to be basically different power curves of how, much power is going to be full power, half power, or less power. I don't know, but that's kind of a cool thing to try out to see if one will give you more grip or one's just going to be flat out trying to go fast. So this is the cooling. Let's check that out. So yeah, it's the heat from the motor and control unit is dissipated by two small lateral radiators with electric water pumps circulating the coolant. So it's going to be cooling down the motor and the control unit. That's interesting. The chassis. So this if we go back to the engine, one thing to note, this has a 910 millimeter seat height. So I guess we'll go here. and that's 35.8 inches. So the seat height's going to be smaller than a standard enduro bike or trail bike. So my guess is it's probably more in the ballpark of like a Beta X trainer or something like that. And then how much it weighs is 110 or 111 kilograms, which equals to 244.7 pounds. So it's not super light. I think a lot of the big bikes with gas are anywhere from, you know, the two-stroke enduro bikes are around 250 to 260. You know, but it is a little bit lighter. I don't know what the Beta X trainer weighs off the top of my head, but it comes with all the goodies that you'd get on your standard bike with, you know, the high-strength aluminum handlebars. You have the ODI grips, which I love. Those are really awesome to be able to change. It comes with the, I would say, the XCW display. So this is, you know, going to give you your speedometer. It's going to give you multiple different trip meters as well. So that's pretty cool. And let's see what they say about the software and electronics. So the charger, so you have an external charger, as you can see, and that battery is removable. You can see a handle there. You can swap it if you wanted. It is going to be, it'll connect to any regular 230 volt socket if you use it at 10A or 13A. It can be, so charging time is about 110 minutes for a full charge, or about 75 minutes for an 80% charge, which is cool. So yeah, this is the 2020 Freeride E-XC. So they're going to be sending these to the United States. So I'm pretty excited to see what these are. You know, if this is something different, you know, I've been riding gas-powered dirt bikes for a very long time. Just like the world of cars, there has been some people that have built electric cars, namely like Tesla, that's kind of disrupted and starting changing the perspective of all the petrol heads or the gasoline-powered vehicles, kind of saying, you know, what you can do with electric powered vehicle is pretty impressive. Now, obviously, there are still limitations, and I get that 100%. You know, the range is one of those because of the battery. You just can't, right now, we just can't get the same amount of range out of a smaller battery as you can with a gasoline-powered vehicle or something like that. But there is, in my opinion, a place for these. You know, it's, you know, they're starting to introduce this. KTM also has introduced a SX50. Is now they have offer an electric option to that, and so it just means, you know, you can mob around and not have as much noise. And you know, there's also some downside of not having as much noise, is because then you could, you know, come up on people and scare them half to death, or horses or something like that. So, you know, but those are challenges I think that we can get around and work around as well. But I'm excited to see, this is a new bike. It's new for 2020. It is coming here to the United States. How many? I don't know. My guess is they're going to still do a limited release. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think about this Freeride in the comments below. If you guys have had any experience with them or anything like that, let me know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to sub if you guys haven't already. And thanks for watching.